Okay, so you want big arms. All right, so these are some of the things a fellow might try if you're trying to get bigger arms. Now, first I'm going to assume that you already have some kind of basic understanding of how to train, and you've been training a little while. And what I mean by that is you already know, how to curl. You already know how to do curls. You already know how to do your basic tricep exercises, and you're pretty adept at training arms, and you have some size development, but you seem to have plateaued, or they're just not as big as you want them. You want more. So you want some ideas of things you can do to stir things up and shock them back into growth, to get them restarted. Now, if you haven't gotten to that point yet, if you're just starting out trying to get arms, then you just got to pay your dues. You just got to do the standard stuff everybody does, the barbell curls, dumbbell curls, all kinds of curls for the girls or the guys, whatever your preference is. And, but that doesn't rhyme, curls for guys. But, so I don't know how you would say that. And the same thing goes with triceps. You just do the standard tricep shit. If you're trying to press downs, rope. I always like to warm up with the rope because it warms my elbows up, gets everything good. You got to take care of your joints. But so if you're just starting out and you got arms like this and you're trying to get them bigger, then we'll go over that again some other time. That's just going to be basic stuff that you can find anywhere. You just got to do it, and you got to eat. Got to put the material in for you to pack it on the body. Muscle made out of protein, got to eat protein, etc., 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 ad nauseum. But if you already have some muscle, you already have some arms, become stagnant, you're stuck, you don't know what to do, you can't get that next inch, or whatever it may be, here are some ideas that might work for you. Something that I've always done. There's so many different approaches. I mean, you can try anything to shock them. I'm just going to give you some ideas, and I'm going to fix this a little bit. Just a little, touch it up a little. All right, here's some of the things that I've done in the past that's always worked and still do to this day. Now, I don't know what you do, how you train arms. If you already break your arms up into biceps one day with another body part and triceps one day with another body part, then try having just a day for arm day. Don't do it the way you've been doing it, if that's the way you've done it, and have one day just for arms. And on that day, superset, biceps against triceps. I'm sure you've seen the video with me and my buddy George. Long time training partner, old school training partner. And that's how I've done it for years and years and years and years and years. And it always works. I do it differently today. But this is only a recent thing. I've only been doing it recently since I've been back with from the shoulder injury. So it hasn't been that long that I've done it the way I'm doing it now. But for a long, long, long time, I supersetted bis against tris, and it always worked good because you're pushing a ton of blood in that area. And all that means is I'll do one set of biceps, okay? I'm already gonna write down, say, three exercises for each, for the biceps, 3 exercises basically for the triceps. So say I pick barbell curls, dumbbell concentration curls, and then let's say I got to put some kind of cable curl in there, being me, or a hammer curl. If I do that, say they're going to be the 3, then I'll pick 3 triceps. And let's say I pick a rope. I like the rope first, I want to warm up, right? Then maybe I'll put like a curl bar, a little zigzag bar, right, on there that you would curl with, hook it on a cable, but put it up high cable, have it behind me, and I'll turn around and push it forward like this, right, in my hands. And you can put a lot of weight, and you can either push, right, more pushing down, right, or you can keep your elbows locked forward, and you're going to use lesser weight, and start up here and just hinge off the elbow. It's all different. It's all different. So one of those, and then maybe I'll do, God, there's so many good tricep exercises. Or, a big heavy single dumbbell thrown back over your head in both hands, right? Boom, boom, this kind of thing. So there's so many good ones that pick 3 and 3 or whatever you want. And what you do is your first set, you do your set of biceps. As soon as you set the bar down, you go immediately to your tricep exercise. All right, you do the first set of that. So together, the first bi and first tri exercise, that comprises one set. That's a superset. That's your first set. Rest, minimal amount of time. Do your next set. Again, 2 exercises, bis against tris. That's your second set. And you continue like that. And that's how you're going to do it. So I would superset them and just have a day just for that. Just for arms. Try that. So that's one thing you can do. Now, if you've already tried that, if you haven't tried that, I'm telling you, it pushes so much blood into that area, all into that arm, that I think it's really good because the blood does what? It feeds the muscle. Feeds oxygen to the muscle, carries away fucking lactic acid that builds up, which is just like exhaust out of a car, okay? It's a waste byproduct of exercise, and it enriches the muscle and floods the muscle with the nutrients and stuff it needs. If you're eating correctly and the right stuff is in your body already, the nutrients are already there, then that nutrient-rich blood flushing into that muscle, right? It's also stretching all the capillaries and the veins and everything to feed it and expanding that fascia so that it can accommodate, hopefully, theoretically, and I believe it's true, I believe it works. The better the pump, the more you can pump over a period of time, a little bit at a time, right? Every time you go in there, you shoot for a fucking huge pump, huge pump, huge pump. You're stretching and stretching and stretching. And I totally and thoroughly believe, and so do a lot of big dudes, that it allows the fascia to more easily accommodate new muscle growth later because it begins to just loosen things up. Otherwise, the fascia is very tight and constricted around that muscle. There's no room for it to grow that quickly. So growth is much slower if you don't concentrate on that pump and over a period of time, micro fucking progress, just stretching that fascia. Okay, so you've already tried the superset. That's not really, you're looking for something different. All right, then you can always go back to the old biceps. The day you do back, do your biceps afterwards. The day that you chest work, triceps afterwards. You try it like that for a while. Now, if you've been doing all kind of manner of things, you've been around a while like I have, and you need a real shocker, then I would suggest that you stop training arms. Stop training arms. That's right. You want big arms? Stop training arms. Stop training arms try it and see how long. It can vary. I used to do it a lot. I would do it like once a year, and I might stop training arms for 3 weeks. I might stop for a month. I might stop for 6 weeks. No arms. Now, what I would do in place of that, okay, and this was in the middle of a time when arms had their own day. It was superset, tris and bis, right? Arms had its own day. So that day was just an extra rest day. That became an extra rest day for me to spread out my workouts and separate them more, give me more rest. Less time in the gym, more rest. And what I did then, in place of having that arm day, is I went balls to the wall extra hard on back day and extra hard on chest day. And for me, what worked great is that meant I would deadlift for a fucking hour. Deadlift for an hour. Now, what I suggest you do with that is, if you're a bodybuilder, if that's what you're up to, then what I would do is incorporate my shrugs with my deadlifts. It works great. All you do is, your training partner, or you alone, whatever the deal may be, you put very, very light weight on the bar for your first set, because you got to warm up. And this is the first exercise for back, right at the gate. This is what you warm up with. You warm up with the exercise you're going to do. You can use just the bar. You can add just a little bit of weight, whatever you're comfortable with. But it should be fucking mad light, okay? That's how you warm up. You don't warm up by stretching and walking on a treadmill and riding the bike. You're trying to get big, or you're trying to just burn calories needlessly and already half-ass tire yourself out. No. You warm that muscle up by mimicking the exact movement you're getting ready to do. No better way to mimic the move than to do and perform the move. So you're going to do deadlifts first, back day. We're not training arms anymore at all. Then back day comes, first exercise, deadlift. No ifs, ands, or buts, deadlift. Learn to deadlift properly now, because it's very easy to hurt yourself if you don't. And properly means roll that bar all the way up to your shins, as close as you can get it. Squat down just like you're squatting and lean back a little bit so your feet are flat. So you're pulling from the heels. All right? You don't have to go back and exaggerate onto your heels, but that's where your weight is, your center of gravity is. You're pulling with those heels. You're pulling back like you're trying to pull a tent stake out of the ground. If you were going to try and pull a stake out of the ground, you would instinctively, just from living in that body all your life, you would grab it and lean back and you would pull and use your legs. You would pull and use your back, but you would use those powerful leg muscles. You would instinctively know to do that. You wouldn't just bend over, keep your ass up in the air, and try and pull the steak out, right? No, you wouldn't do that. Yet, I see time after time, guys approach a bar to deadlift. That's what they do. It doesn't make any sense. Their hips come up before the bar starts to move, and that's a no-no. So roll the bar close to you, squat down, grab a hold of that bar, double overhand position. Grab a hold of it because you're a bodybuilder. Grab that bar, lean back, lock the arms out, straighten the arms. When you're ready to go, straight up, boom, stand up. That doesn't mean come up with the hips and then start to come up with the bar. No. As soon as your body begins to move, the bar's coming. As soon as you begin to bring your hips up, bar's coming. Okay? So don't straighten up your legs and then pull it up with your back. A lot of guys tend to do that. Don't do that. Roll back, bar against you, lean back, arms locked straight, fucking pull it up, stand up with it, pull it up. Go light, start out light. Stand up one time. When you're up there, start shrugging. First set's gonna be super light, so shrug. Who gives a fuck? 30 times, okay? 20, 30 fucking reps. Set it down. Put a little bit of weight on each side. Do the same thing again. Put a little weight on. Same thing again. See where I'm going with this? Keep doing it until the weight gets heavy. Don't put any straps on. Don't use straps. No straps, no hooks, no crutches, nothing to help you lift. Your buddy can't come over and help you lift it. No, that's what you do, okay? Bare hands. Don't wear gloves. You're afraid you're gonna, mess your hands up with calluses and stuff like that. All right. And some guys don't want their hands all tore up with calluses. I know really good guys that don't want their hands tore up with calluses, but I'm not one of them. I don't care about my hands are already tore up. They're like leather. All right. So you grab the bar, pull it up until that last one is heavy enough that you get to where it's coming out of your hands. It's pulling your hands open. Your hands should be like this, like a monkey grip. And you should still be able to hang on to that bar, okay? When you absolutely can't hold that bar, you drop it. Now get your straps out. Now you can try another set. You can go heavier. You can start to come down slowly. I don't care what you do, but keep doing it 1 hour, all right? Pay your dues. Work that back. Do those shrugs like that and those deadlifts like that 1 hour, all right? Then it almost doesn't matter what you do after that. That's going to develop your entire back. And it doesn't matter what you do after that. Go hard. All right. Now, you can go ahead and do some other back work, but guess what? It's like a holiday. You can pick the exercise now. I don't care what you do. Do whatever you want to do. Just do something else. All right? If you did this properly, you're not going to be in there all day doing a bunch of dumb shit because you're already going to be fucking beat. Okay? You can rest as long as you need to between these sets once you get up in weight. Then when chest day rolls around, first exercise again, bench. Yeah. People say how horrible it is. It's horrible, but you know what? It builds a lot of size on a lot of guys. So bench. Again, practice proper form. Start out ridiculous light. Warm up with the same thing you're going to get ready to do. The same exercise and movement. I warm up with just the bar. Sorry. When I was a kid, I would warm up with 225 sometimes. And that was stupid. It led to shoulder injuries and stuff eventually. So warm up with just the bar, same deal, okay? But we're not doing singles now, we're actually doing sets and stuff. I would almost, once you get warm and you're definitely good and warm, I like to kind of do much lower reps than I'm capable of doing until I get heavy because I don't want to burn out. In other words, I'll keep the reps down to a minimum. My first set may be the bar, maybe 30 reps, warm up. In my second set, maybe a 45 and a 45, and I may do 20. Then I may put 2 45s and 2 45s, and I may do 8 or 10. And I may put a 315, or I may go just quarters, add however I'm feeling, and I'll do a couple. Then I'll put some more weight and do a couple until I get up to really something heavy to where I can only do a single or a double. And I'll balls to the wall do that. Then I'll immediately strip off weight, rest. And that next set is going to be what I would normally have as a working weight, where I would normally maybe get 10 to 12, but you're probably going to get 15 or better now doing it this way. So keep doing that. Hour on the bench, then it doesn't matter what you do after that. No arms for at least 4 weeks. What this is going to do because you don't have these arms fatigued, they're not in that rotation on their own day anymore that week. You're going to see your bench get better. You're going to see your back get stronger. It's just going to happen because the arms they never have to recover from, their own individual day. So they're not hampering. And you'll be surprised how much they probably did somewhat, at least a little bit, hamper your back day and your chest day. It'll be surprising. So it's of multiple benefits to try this. It's not only going to make your arms grow, it's going to help a lot of other things too. So you try that. And then the other thing that it's going to do is you're going to be amazed, but because you're doing the first exercise, your main compound movement for a freaking hour, and you gotta fucking go hard, okay? Not stupid. Hard is not the same as stupid. Stupid is putting a whole bunch of weight on the bar for everybody else's benefit because you actually think somewhere in your head that people look at you and whatever size you have or don't have, they either expect you to put this weight on, so you're gonna, satisfy them and make sure and put the weight on, or you are self-conscious because you can't really lift that much, don't really want to, but you feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses, per se, because there's a guy next to you and he's lifting more. The hell with that. He's not building your physique and you're not building his, you're building yours. All right? So lighter weights you can handle and actually get the work in with. That's what you need to do. So go hard for an hour, each of those, right? This first exercise on back day and the first exercise on chest day. And you're going to find out that your arms suddenly feel sore. In an odd way, they're sore after that. Triceps are sore after that chest day. Triceps are sore after that back day. If they're not, you ain't going hard enough. And that's going to be a real shocker. Okay, so say they don't even grow from it. Say they don't grow. And you do this for 4 weeks or 6 weeks, no arm day. Just the way I'm telling you, right? So you have that extra rest day in there. You don't put anything else in place that arm day. You just don't do anything that day. Now you can stagger your workout differently. You can break the days up differently. But as long as that extra rest day is accounted for somewhere as an extra rest day. You know what I'm saying? So you go ahead and do that 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Your arms may not get bigger from it, but they're not going to get any smaller. So they may actually get bigger from it, but they're not going to get smaller. And surprisingly enough, they're going to look the same. You're going to be like, shit, I haven't lost anything. How can this be? How can it be? Well, it'll work. And then when you go back to blasting arms, guess what happens? Right. Now, before where you were working the shit out of the arms and you were just maintaining what you had already. You had already worked for. You were just keeping it. It's just maintenance. You didn't want it to be maintenance. You wanted it to be progress and you wanted it to be bigger. But it was maintenance. That's what it was turning out to be. And that's why you're here watching this video now, because you want to try something else. Well, now from not working arms, guess what? That's the new maintenance. The additional heavy load you're placing on the back day and heavy load you're placing on the chest day, that's the new maintenance. Now those arms at those sizes can be maintained through that. So now when you roll in with that arm day on its own again, boom, you get super growth. And my advice to you is don't let up. Go hard while they're growing. Get every bit you can. Okay? It's not going to keep going forever. You're going to put on maybe a ½ inch or something, whatever. I don't know what, who can say? Christ, maybe put on an inch. Who the hell knows? Maybe you put on a ½ inch. But you're going to put on something you otherwise wouldn't have. So it's a win no matter how much it is. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. You gain something from it, then it's all good, right? So that's what I would say you should try. Now, I got lots of other arm tips. I'll come back with some more. Some of them I'll go out into the gym and the dungeon here. Next video that I do like this, and I'll show you some different ways and different exercises you can do that maybe you haven't done yet or maybe you have. But at least 1 or 2 of them you ain't done. I'll come up with something. And in return, you guys got something I ain't done. Let me know about it so I can try it too, right? We'll help each other out because you can learn from anybody. All right, that's it for now. Give it a try. I guarantee you it's going to do something for you. So give it a try and see what happens. Might sound ridiculous, but if you really think about it, it makes perfect sense. All right, so there you go. Go out and blow those arms up.